Thank you, Gregor. Thank you, Detlef. And welcome all to this year's infrastructure conference. Today we are in Croatia and we are standing now next to one of the main viaducts, Carevdar Viaduct, of this amazing railway project in Croatia, connecting Croatia to Hungary. Today I'm also accompanied by two engineers. On my right side is Mr. Emre Yolal from a construction company Cengiz Insat. Hello, Mr. Yolal. And on my left side is Mr. Krešimir Ilić, chief designer from Radionica Mostova from Zagreb, Croatia. I would like to ask you some questions, and first of all, thank you, Mr. Yolal, for facilitating this opportunity and having us here on your beautiful construction site next to this viaduct. I would like to ask you some questions. Maybe the first one would be to tell us more about your company in general. Thank you.
Cengiz Construction is a leading infrastructure company. We work in different countries and different regions. Turkey, Bosnia, Slovenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, and Middle East, are some of them. We are generally focused on transportation and water management projects. We already completed about 2,000 kilometers of roads, 1,000 kilometers of railways, about 800 viaducts, 300 tunnels, and 15,000 hectometer capacity of storage capacity of dams and etc. We are in top 250 international contractors list of ENR since 2006. We have a challenging and a nice team. Let's say we're trying to continue our work with a high quality.
Can you tell us something more about this specific project? It's a huge project, and we are only next to one of viaducts. Exactly. So can you tell us more?
Yeah, this project is started at the end of 2020 actually. It's a double line railway project. It's 42 kilometers double line. And actually we are renewing one line and constructing a new line. It's increasing the capacity of transportation of this region a lot. It contains a lot of major structures like Carevdar Viaduct and Komari Viaduct, totaling, let's say, 1 kilometer. And also, we can mention about Lepevina 1 and Lepevina 2 cut and cover tunnels. These are also about 900 meters. We already completed more than 16 overpasses and underpasses. In the project we have 3 major railway stations and 6 railway stops. And also I think we should mention about Drava Bridge, which is a 4,000 ton ILM methodology constructed, let's say, steel bridge. Yeah,
so when do you expect to have this project finished?
We are targeting to finish the project totally at the end of 2025. We are at the 60% right now. But the major structures are more or less completed. So now we are much more focused on the alignment.
Okay. When you are mentioning major structures, maybe this could be one of the challenges you had, these big viaducts.
Yeah, of course. Actually, every day is a challenge in this project. But if we need to specify some major challenges, especially the design of the Carevdar, design optimization of Carevdar and Komari viaducts, starting from foundation to deck. Moreover, the Drava Bridge, design optimization, they were big challenges. We studied with numerous experts on this manner, and at the end we achieved as a construction. Yes, again the Carevdar's U-shaped deck was really a challenge.
But we are standing at the moment,
we are at the moment over here. Most probably our designer will mention more about these challenges, but it was a challenge. Moreover, this Drava Bridge, ILM, and well foundation works, they were also challenges.
Yes, but you managed to finish all.
We have the remaining details right now. Let's say, hopefully these major structures are completed.
And then we come for the opening.
Exactly.
To see how this looks like.
I would like to thank Mr. Ilić here, because he managed to, show all details us, and actually we didn't have any unknown during the construction.
Great collaboration.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you. You must be also proud on your team and on your colleagues.
Exactly.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
So on my left side, as I said before, Mr. Krešimir Ilić from Radionica Mostova in Zagreb, Croatia, as a chief designer. Hello, Mr. Ilić. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And you must be also very proud seeing your project come to life.
Of course, we are very proud to see our designs come to life. We are now standing beside an almost completed and complex structure, which is part of a future line from city of Rijeka, Port of Rijeka and Adriatic Coast to Zagreb. And we have this section to be connected with Budapest in neighboring Hungary. In the future, the passenger trains will greatly reduce time distances between major cities, and also freight trains will greatly improve placement of goods further into Central Europe.
Great. And can you tell us a bit more about other structures that are involved or included in this project?
Of course. In overall, we have two viaducts, two semi-integral railway viaducts. We have a large steel truss bridge over the river Drava. We have 3 cut and cover tunnels. we have also numerous smaller structures in the alignment, smaller bridges, underpasses, culverts. We have 8 pedestrian underpasses in stations connecting all the platforms with the stations. We have 3 cut and cover tunnels and 6 overpasses.
Okay, that's a lot of work was for you also for design, as we heard also from Mr. Yolal, as well as for construction company. But were there any specific challenges that you would like to highlight, something from the design side?
Of course, we had plenty of challenges on a project of this scale. Organization-wise, the challenge was that we have the existing line, which has smaller radiuses, geometrical characteristics than newly designed tracks. And partially we make new tracks, double track lines, and partially we work beside the existing line, which is under traffic. Of course, it brought challenges for organization part of the job and also for designing, engineering part.
Absolutely. Okay, and we are here now next to the Carevdar Viaduct. We can mention few facts about it, maybe?
Of course.
The main ones.
It is a 600-meter long structure. It comprises of a few typical, let's say, integral parts, dilatations. And here, where we stand now, is the junction of the future motorway, which will go below the structure. And it imposed our disposition of piers and spans, of course.
Okay, and really now to focus on this part, because this bridge has different sections. This is a section where we stand, and next to it is a U-bulked U section. So maybe tell us, here we heard from you before that there are some interesting pre-stressing details have been done.
Of course, we had, let's say, engineering challenge, design challenge here, because the elevation lines were preset for the railway and for the motorway, and we didn't have enough place below the tracks to place typical cross-section of a typical, let's say, structure, railway structure. So we had to adopt, let's say, unique solution with the 2 main girders above the track.
Okay, so you have both longitudinal and transversal pre-stressing here. It is something that
the whole structure is in total is longitudinally pre-stressed, but also this part here is longitudinally and transversally pre-stressed. It's a statical system of grillage.
Yes, okay. So we will hear later more about this specific detail and this part of the Carevdar Viaduct from your colleague later. And I want to thank you for being us today, both.
Thank you,
Mr. Yolal. I believe you need to return to work.
Yeah, thank you for coming once more.
For us. Yes, and thank you, Mr. Ilic, and we see each other later. Now, please sit back, relax, and make yourself comfortable to hear from our first presenter. We will have with us Mr. Adrian Ghencea, Technical Manager from Albimnet, Allplan partner from Romania. He will tell us about first BIM-driven infrastructure project in Moldavia. We are really happy and looking forward to hear what you have to say to us. Please, Mr. Ghencea.